hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. No, you said that.
Let's do
All
it.
right, what's planned?
I have no idea.
What's planned? Can you hear it? Hey, it sounds like we're on air, and maybe we are. I think that's.
Hey, we're back with more Live from the Heartland, and for those of you who may have tuned in late, you are listening to the Live from the Heartland show. We're here every Saturday morning live at the Heartland Cafe, and you can listen to us on air at 88.7. You can listen to us online at www.org, and you can look at earlier editions at both youtube.com/heartlandmedia and now on CAN TV, Channel 21. Check your schedule.
And Michael is wearing sunglasses because he's cool. He's so cool.
I have an injured eye.
I like the other song. Okay, a little music. Oh, sure. What the heck? All right.
Okay, well, it's an honor and a pleasure here. We got one more guy sneaking up here. Katie, let him in.
Very good.
We got Gus Redmond, the producer. He's coming up, and he produced some of the Shy Lights music. We've got Marshall Thompson. He is one of the original members of the Shy Lights, and it's a wonderful Chicago band. And I tried to find my old bell bottoms, my Italian knit shirt, my beads, and my black leather cabretta coat, but I didn't, and my big high shoes, but I didn't find any of those.
I am a witness that he wore those things all at the same time.
Oh, wow.
Welcome aboard, man.
Thank you.
Welcome to Live from the Heartland. I love Lynn Orman is like just bringing the greatest guests here, and I just want to applaud Lynn. Yay, Lenny.
Yeah.
She's
In fact, we'd like to applaud all the people in this audience. I've got some family members in town. We got Russ Bradford, Connie, the great poet, and a number of people are here, and a lot of notables. And we're having a great time up here on the stage. And every time you get a chance to come over here at 9 o'clock on a Saturday morning, we encourage you to do so.
All right. So, Mr. Marshall Thompson.
Yes.
When did the Shy Light start? When did you become a Shy Light and hip some of these younger folks to the kind of scene it was?
Well,
paint us a
we
picture.
go way back in the day when I first started. I'm the one that actually started the Shy Lights back in the day, and we had two different groups. We had the Chantours and the Desideros.
Oh,
and we used to battle.
romantic.
Yeah, we used to battle against each other at the Shakespeare's school over there, and we all went to Shakespeare, and then we went to high school. We went to Inglewood and DuSable High School in Hyde Park. So after we got out of grammar school, we went to high school and started singing over there in the park. And
just singing in the park.
Yeah,
did
just
you?
singing in the park. And
This was pre-neighborhood festival.
right. And two members of my group, which is I was in the Desideros, and Eugene Record and Robert Squirrel Lesser, they was in the Chantours.
I love it when city kids decide to make a band and then call it Desert Arrows.
Yeah, right.
Desideros.
Desideros.
Desideros would
Even
be
better.
Yeah, but so where did that name come from?
Well, we just made it up. You know, we was just trying to do something at that time. And
I got a couple names I've been throwing. The Ineptos.
Don't.
We laugh, tell a few jokes, but it still doesn't ease my pain. I know I can't hide from a memory, though day after day I've tried. I keep saying she'll be back, but today again I've lied.
Oh, I see her face everywhere I go, on the street and even at the picture show. Have you seen her? Tell me, have you seen her? Oh, I hear her voice as the cold winds blow in the sweet music on my radio.
whatever.
Who's
No
your
conceit
uncle?
in your family.
Shelton. So they had the Regal Theater in Chicago.
Oh, they did?
They had Lincoln Center. I remember it back on 47.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they was there, and then they had the whole block from 47, about 2 blocks down.
I remember the old Regal. I saw Ola Tunji there and Al Hibbert, I think. A number of people back in the day.
Right. So he decided to record us, and nothing happened. But we recorded anyway. You know what I'm saying? So then we had a thing to go to Mercury Records. We had a shot over there. So we went over there for audition, and we was still called Marshall and the Highlights. And when we got over there, they had another pop group already named the Highlights. So we had to do something about that, and we didn't want to change the name all the way around because we've been performing around Chicago all the time, you know. So what we did, we just put a C in front of the H.
Brilliant.
And made it Shy.
Brilliant.
And so we said, well, let's go with that. Shy Lights, you know what I'm saying?
Perfect.
So that worked out real good.
And this was with Mercury Records.
That was with Mercury Records. Nothing happened. We was there, but we didn't get no hit. We tried, you know. And then I was on the bus one day. A very good friend of mine, Mr. Ola Savelle. I went to play drums with Gladys Knight and the Pips and Major Lance at the time.
Wow.
So when we came back in from there, I was going downtown on the bus and on 12th Street. And I ran into Otis, and Otis said, "Hey, Marshall, what you doing?" I say, well, "I'm back in town. You know, I just got through playing drums with Gladys Knight and the Pips." And he said, "Why don't you come on up here and see my other boss, Mr. Carl Davis?" So we went up there and talked to Carl, and I said, "Hey, listen, could we get an audition with you?" So he was a top producer in the world, and I mean, he had Monkey Time, he had Duke of Earl, Gene Chandler. I mean, he had the best Jerry Butler impressions. He had all of them. So we went down there, and we had an audition. So we went down there and see Carl Davis and auditioned. We had a tune called "Price of Love" from Brett. We had a tune called "The Price of Love."
What is the price of love?
Priceless.
It ain't letting when you ain't got nobody. So Gerald Sims auditioned us, and we went in there as a guy named Gerald Sims, and he liked the record. And Carl Davis said, "Okay, go in there and cut that." So we went in and cut it, and it was a big record in Pittsburgh for us. We was just getting ready to get started, you know.
So what year was that? What year?
That was 1967.
And how old were you then, if I may ask?
I was around 20.
Roughly.
About 22.
What was it
23.
like for a group of young guys from the city putting out a record, going through the machinations of different groupings and changes, but really hitting the limelight?
Well, it was exciting for me because going down to the Regal Theater, seeing the Temptations and things. I used to go to the store for the Temptations. You know, while they're on their break, I'll go in and get them some hamburgers right across the street over there. And I always wanted to be at the Regal. I wasn't at the Regal yet. I hadn't made it there yet. But I'm talking about as a Charlotte. I was there as a drummer, but I wasn't there as a Charlotte. So, and to have the dream of being up in the front line to sing, it was a dream come true to me. Mm-hmm.
Did you guys work on your dance routines?
Yeah, so I was a choreographer of the group. You know, I come out of a dancing group. I mean, we used to go on stage and we can jump over these people's head right out there doing the splits on the floor. But now Eugene Record, with Gene Record and Robert Squirrel, they couldn't dance at all.
Let me turn to the guy who's sitting over here on your left and my left, Gus Redmond. And how are you, Gus, this morning?
I'm doing fine. How you were doing?
So
this
you
morning,
have a
Mike?
rep as being a hell of a promoter and a producer.
Well,
what does that entail? And a songwriter.
Well, I came up with Marshall. Actually, me and Marshall was in drum and bugle corps. We started out like that, but my best friends was
that like in the ROTC or something?
No, it was just
like
Giles
street
Giles American
Post.
Legion.
Giles Post.
So it was Giles Post, but that got a chance to take a lot of inner city kids out of the neighborhood and you know, rehearse every day. But my best friends, when I started in the business, I started with Gene Chandler with Duke Earl, and I was 17 years old. Our first record hit gold.
Your first record was Duke of Earl?
Our first record was Duke Earl.
And you wrote that or produced
No. I was the road manager and his best friend, and then as I graduated into the business. I started with Tyrone Davis, kind of changed my mind. Of course, Jackie Wilson, Walter Jackson, Barbara Ackenlund, Makes a Woman. And my group was called The Lost Generations, and we had a song called The Sly, Slick, and the Wicked. That was a million-seller record back in 1970 that I wrote, that I was part of the writer, with that. And as I continued, then of course Marshall and I promoted all his first hits, Have You Seen Her, Oh Girl, which was our largest record. So I've had over 593 million-seller platinum records that I promoted throughout New Edition and Run DMC and all these groups that came up to be hip-hop. And the biggest groups out here today, I was part of all of that.
Are you working with younger groups too, or are you working with mainly people you've known for a while?
I'm working with a lot of new groups because I do the Jamboree program for the high schools and grammar schools here in Chicago. So
and what's the fate of that with all the school cuts and the budget cuts?
Well, we're going to open up some of them. They're going to be private schools. They're going to be a lot of stuff is happening in Chicago. I'm also giving away over 10,000 kids will get 4 scholarships on the 26th and 27th of September. I have the privilege to be able to give away 10,000 kids 4 scholarships for college.
Wow, good work. Really?
So,
what a guy.
Yeah, we've gave in the last 10 years, an organization I'm with is called infinitescholar.org. You can go to that site and you'll see that we've gave away over $500 million in school scholarships in the last 10 years around the country.
Bless your heart.
Yes.
Well, we think that's wonderful. We are big advocates of public sector and more money to the schools, but in the lack of that, any way people can get the education is really
because
crucial.
we didn't get a chance to get them dollars. Them dollars have been, the dollars are there for a lot of things. You just gotta find it.
Well,
and the other program we're working with is with Lynn. Of course, next Sunday we'll be doing the run to help
end homelessness.
Very good.
Yeah, and that is, when is that taking place?
The 14th. That's next Sunday at 8 o'clock in the morning in Douglas Park. On Roosevelt in California.
Well, that'll be good. Now, let me ask you who, I'm an older guy now, and I really enjoy listening to lots of earlier music. I had, I had Junior Wells I was playing last night, and I was listening to Little Junior Parker the other day. Who do you guys listen to? What is your, you pulling out the jazz?
I could sing every word to your song.
Well, you're going to have to in a minute, Kate.
I'm a Dales fan, the Dales.
Yes.
I come up with the Dales and the Eldorados. Spaniels, those are my idol guys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and the Moon Glows, Harvey and the Moon Glows.
I got those records still.
What do you call? It's R&B, but it's also its own stream. That kind of makeout music.
It's real music.
We used to call it.
You call it makeout music?
Well,
we call it
music.
The real thing of music and music is soul music to us. Behind every beat of music instrument is a heart, and a heart is associated with your soul. So we really call our music soul music. They've changed it to R&B and urban and all that, but from the 60s and where we come from, it's about the real thing.
We had a guy on the show last week named Pablo Menendez, whose mother is Barbara Dane, who was a folk singer, a blues singer way back. And basically he was talking about, he's from Cuba, and he was talking about the African diaspora and about how much all the music in the Western Hemisphere really has been influenced by the music of Africa, including country and Western.
Yes.
And so when you say soul music, it's an extension.
Well, they call it in England and Europe. That's what they call it, soul.
Right.
They don't call it R&B. They call it soul music.
So, at what point did you guys start working together?
When we was 13 years old.
What a team! What a team!
There you go.
And you know what?
Remember what you were doing when you were 13.
And you know what? I knew that we were going to be hit makers then, because my whole philosophy is turning dreams into reality. And what you put in, what you put in is what you get out. If you don't put nothing in, you get nothing out. And you have to have a hit record to associate with being a national hit artist, because a hit is only what sells. It's not what you hear. is what sells as well. So,
And we've been really blessed. All the people have stuck with us. We're still selling out concerts. And this is my 53 years with the Shylights. 53 years.
Speaking of selling out concerts, who comes to the concerts? I mean, I see a lot of shows on TV, and I see shows advertised for old doo-wop groups, etc. You know, people are pulling out the elders now. But I also saw a photograph of you probably doing your new song with a crowd that was full of young people, mostly white kids, in that picture.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So who's coming out to see you?
Well, everybody's coming out look like
That's good.
we feel less. I mean, we got kids, little kids. I recorded a song called "Children, Hold On to Your Dreams," and really that song there gets to a lot of the kids and let them know if whatever they want to do in life, you can do it. You know, so no, you can't say that you can't do anything. You know, you got to put it in your mind, study it, and work on it, and do what you got to do.
Well, you clearly are a couple of positive, optimistic dudes, and you're in good company on that.
Yes.
I'm just wondering what your take is on the state of life in the city, state of music, where the kids are at. We know we have a lot of challenges. We're not sure that the attempts to clear a lot of these problems up are in the right direction. What's your take on what's going on among young people in the city?
well, I have a young artist, 16 years old now. I think she's going to be the next Whitney Houston. Her name is Jimmy Marie. You'll be hearing a lot about her. She has a positive song called "Draw the Line," meaning draw the line between you going that way or going this way.
Right.
Go the right way. Don't go the wrong way. And that's what happened with me and Marshall. We've never got ourselves out there in the hood and doing that because we were busy doing our music.
So, I mean,
You
to
know.
me, that is the key.
That is the key.
And at age 13.
Something
if
to
not
do.
before.
And that's why we're starting a drum and bugle corps next year.
Bless your hearts.
And a drill team that we plan to take 500-600 kids and be able to put it in a corps and have kids come from the whole city, not just in one neighborhood, but the whole city to
So
come
this
in.
is like a marching band. And
It's the
parades.
same thing what him and I did when we were 13. That's
I gotta
what we
say
did.
that
you
one
know.
of the most exciting times I ever had in my life, I probably was in an altered state, but it was the Mardi Gras. In 1976,
Okay.
and or 75, or 76. 76. Katie and I were in New Orleans, and I had never been around a lot of these drum and bugle corps, mostly out of these black colleges.
Yeah.
It was one of the most impressive things, and we would race from one part of town to another part of town.
Yeah.
And they were so exciting.
Because it's organized.
And
I
there's
mean,
still a
everybody,
culture of that in
they
the city.
rehearse. You have to rehearse. To be good, you have to rehearse. You're not going to be anything unless you rehearse. You got to put that in as well. So.
So how do you support an effort like this to build a citywide, a rainbow, if you will, drum and bugle corps, which would be
you
a
have to
beautiful
put it-
thing to see.
Number one, you have to put it together properly and get it advertised, and then go around the places. You have to go to the places that's not comfortable. You know, you got to go in there. You know, you can't tell them about it. You got to go in there to them and let them know what you're trying to do.
So you're organizers.
Right,
Yeah.
and the organizers and start bringing in the ones that's really interested and see how far they can move up, and then they'll tell the rest of the kids, and then they'll come along with it.
Builds.
Yes.
Now, when you perform, are you still doing your dancing?
Yes.
And so, as a guy who tries to keep as limber as he can, what do you do to keep in shape besides perform? Are you eating good?
probably enough
Are you
right
doing
there.
yoga, doing your splits, swimming? What are you up to?
First of all, I never drink,
Never.
never smoke.
Nothing.
Nothing. Only thing I do when I go to a club, if I ever go to a club, they offer me, "You want a drink? Yeah, give me some water." so that's where I am. And
So you'd be one of those old guys who didn't do anything, and you'd probably be standing by another old guy who did it all.
right, but you know, exercise. Me dancing on stage, that's my exercise right there.
Yeah,
So
I
I
would
get
think
that.
that's a lot.
Crank it up. Turn it up loud.
So what's your favorite of your hits?
My favorite
Thompson.
record, which was, I hated that record when I first did, and that was Old Girl. when I first did Old Girl, I said, wow, no, I don't know about that one. And that was the biggest record we ever had.
What happened was we went to do the Flip Wilson show, and our manager Carl Davis asked Marshall and them to sing "Oh Girl," and Marshall and them didn't want to sing because it was more like a country song. But that song in 1 week's time, the record went to #1 in Billboard. It was the only record that went up in 1 week to #1 record.
What year was that?
That was 1971, the end of 71. It stayed on the charts for 18
I mean,
weeks.
you were you were in the same era there as Jimi Hendrix,
Right.
as the Beatles, as the Rolling Stones, and you were holding your own
Right.
in this very wonderful, to us, local Chicago-grown soul music.
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
for
Thank you
doing
much.
that.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
We were out there with Motown, Philly International, Stack Records, Al Bell.
Did
all
Quincy
these-
ever try and steal you away?
Man, every record company stole me away. Matter of fact, I started with Marshall, but I left Chicago and I went to Atlanta, and I started with Peabo Bryson and Disco Dad. Remember the song Brick? It was a big dance record.
Brickyard?
And, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I left there and went to New York and started with Sugar Hill Gang with the first hip hop record. So I'm always been that promotion person that can go and get a record played and take a group from down here to up here.
Wow.
Have you worked with any groups that were not African American?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And in different fields, like straight up rock and roll, gospel?
I mean, I did
Yeah, there's a lot of white guys.
Oh Happy Day. You remember Oh Happy Day?
Yeah.
I was the first one to turn gospel into R&B with Oh Happy
Dang.
Day. With I'll Make It All Right. That was my mother's church. I'll Make It All Right, the Zion Baptist Church. They had a #1 record in gospel. So yeah, I've been definitely associated with all types of music.
And you guys are working hard every day.
Every
Every
day,
day.
still going overseas, different places. One of my main ones was Guam in Greenland. Greenland was very interesting, you know.
Greenland ain't green, is it?
Yeah, you better believe it. It's cold.
And
in
Iceland
Greenland.
ain't ice.
Yeah, you better believe it.
Some of it is.
Some of it is. That's right.
Well, one more time, the run for the homeless, the run to end homelessness.
It's next
next
Saturday.
14th.
Right, and then we're doing tomorrow. We have an event called the world's largest stepping cookout and barbecue that's out in 159th and Torrance in the Forest Preserves that we're doing tomorrow as well.
Say that again. The step.
It's called the world's largest stepper cookout and barbecue family day. So it's for the family, but it's on 159th and Torrance from 12 noon tomorrow to 8 in the evening tomorrow.
Well,
And next Sunday, I gotta say it real clear so people know, the Run to End Homelessness, which is in its third year. So it's a really good event. You want to be part of it. If you talk a good game about getting to other parts of the city and getting to know the rest of your neighbors here, this would be a great way to do it with good people. Douglas Park, 8 a.m. The park opens at 7 a.m. It's featuring Chicago music legends as well as rising stars. If I didn't have to host,
tell us the name
Here.
of that your new tune, because I think we're going to play that on the way out.
All right. Well, the new song is called Hot on a Thing Called Love.
Well, let's see if we can get that playing downtown, and we want to thank everybody who tuned in this morning to listen to the Live from the Heartland show. Once again, you can watch it on youtube.com/Heartland Media. You can catch it on CAN TV. We're here every Saturday morning live at the Heartland, and there's a lot of people who make this show possible. We want to thank them all, and we want to encourage everybody out there to do good in the world. The world needs all the good that you do. All power to the people.
Oh, thank you.
Right. So we do this on TV.
I'm sorry for the technical snap.
Oh, that's okay.
It doesn't happen every week.
Yeah.
But we'll get.
One of my other artists was here.
One month ago today, I was happy as a lark. But now I go for walks, to the movies, maybe to the park. I have a seat on the same old bench to watch the children play. You know tomorrow is their future, but for me, just another day. They all gather around me. They seem to know my name. We laugh, tell a few jokes, but it still doesn't ease my pain. I know I can't hide from a memory, though day after day I've tried. I keep saying she'll be back, but today again I've lied.
Oh, I see her face everywhere I go, on the street and even at the picture show. Have you seen her? Tell me, have you seen her? Oh, I hear her voice as the cold winds blow in the sweet music on my radio. Have you seen her? Tell me, have you seen her?
That's my artist.
Hanging out so you can.
Yeah,
You guys are
trumpet.
great.
Player.
That is.
Well, that was amazing.